This is a stimulus update and daily news report. The big breaking news: President Biden just signed a new executive order that's going to dish out $7 billion. He's also raising the federal wage up by 4.6%, despite the inflation rate being 7.5%. Also, two new states are giving out stimulus checks, one being $500, the other being $730. In this article, new stimulus checks worth up to $600 are coming to two workforces in 2022. See if you'll receive a payment. And Congress has been passing multiple bipartisan bills despite not being able to do the Build Back Better or voting rights or a few other big ones, but they are getting some stuff done, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful weekend. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So Biden says easing mask mandates probably premature as blue states loosen COVID restrictions. So across the country, blue states, Democrat-run states, are starting to ease up on mask mandates as well as a few other COVID restrictions. Is it the right thing to do? President Biden said on Thursday that it's probably premature as an increasing number of states announced that their plans to roll back such restrictions with the sharp decline of COVID hospitalizations and cases. If you look at cases, they are down a lot. We're past that huge peak. Also, President Biden just signed a new executive order. So Biden to split $7 billion in frozen funds between 9/11 victims and Afghan humanitarian aid. So President Biden signed the executive order on Friday, allowing $7 billion in frozen assets from Afghanistan's central bank to be distributed for humanitarian assistance. Is this the best use of money? Also, victims of the September 11th terror attacks. Take a look at this video clip right here explaining more.
President Biden is expected to use executive authority to move $7 billion in frozen funds Afghanistan deposited in U.S. banks. This has not been formally announced, but let's take a deeper dive into how the money will be split up. $3.5 billion will go to humanitarian projects and other basic Afghan needs. The other half would remain in the U.S. and be used to fund ongoing attempts by some 9/11 families to seize the assets as damages. International funding to Afghanistan was suspended, and billions of dollars of the country's assets abroad, mostly in the U.S., were frozen after the Taliban took control of the country in August.
Let me know down in the comments below, is this a good use of the money? Good idea, bad idea? Should that be used for other types of aid for people? Let me know your thoughts on that down in the comments below. So Biden to propose 4.6% pay raise for federal employees, service members report. So this isn't official yet, but it's expected to, Biden is expected to propose a 4.6% pay raise for federal employees and military service members in March. Now, this is on the heels of inflation being 7.5%. So I'm curious, do you think a 4.6% pay raise is good enough? Should it be higher? Is that justified because maybe inflation is temporary and will go back down? Let me know your thoughts on that. Speaking of inflation, the inflation rate is soaring. Biden weighs in on inflation, when Americans can expect relief. I feel like the White House has done a lot with inflation, but it's not really moving the needle much. Take a look at this video clip right here of what is being done.
President Biden says that he will work to alleviate the strain on Americans' pocketbooks. Kayla Tausche joins us right now with more on that front. Kayla, good morning.
Becky, good morning. The White House has shifted its message on inflation in recent months, acknowledging it may not go away until the end of this year and saying there's more the administration can do. Here's President Biden in Virginia yesterday.
I'm going to work like the devil to bring gas prices down, which I'm going to working to make sure that we keep strengthening the supply chains to bring the cost of energy and everything else.
The reality is the White House has exhausted the few tools it has available. Oil prices bounced back after an emergency reserve release, meat prices spiking again despite threats of corporate investigations, and supply chain fixes, they won't be silver bullets. And now a new tactic pointing straight to the Federal Reserve. The White House says the strong recovery and price increases mean it's time for the Fed to recalibrate that support. A senior official pointing to the move in the 10-year yield as evidence the Fed should act. But Jerome Powell, now the acting chair of the Fed, is the opposite of a lame duck, accelerating a major policy change without Congress's clear blessing. Raj Cohen, the preeminent financial services attorney, says the inflation report underscores the need to confirm Powell quickly, telling me, quote, the Federal Reserve Chair is the leader in the effort to moderate inflation, and there should not be any question as to the credibility and sustainability of the actions he takes. Now, administration officials past and present tell me the one tool the White House didn't use was sorting out Fed personnel sooner, so this didn't become an issue.
Your thoughts on this? Should the administration be doing more about inflation? Can they do anything else about inflation? Let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. Next, let's get into stimulus. So Governor Mills' stimulus proposal praised by Mainers, supported by Republicans. So in Maine, there's going to be $500 stimulus checks. So Mainers praised the governor's proposed $500 stimulus checks, first put forward by Republicans. So this is because another state, Maine, has an expected $822 million surplus. So because they have so much money left over, they're going to give it one-time $500 checks to people who live in Maine. Seeing a lot of states started to do that. I guess they've been doing really well with taxes. Then also, one-time stimulus payment now available for struggling New Yorkers. Find out if you're eligible. So with this, families will receive $140 per eligible child to assist with the cost of diapers, with the funding anticipated to serve roughly 150,000 children in a 128,000 households statewide. Also, to cover food costs, the agency will also issue one-time payment in April of $730 to households who are enrolled in public assistance or SNAP. So it looks like there's a $730, and $140, and a few other program assistance programs down below. But $730 is the big payment there in New York. Then we have this one. New stimulus checks worth up to $600 are coming to two workforces in 2022. See if you'll receive a payment. So I've spoken about this in the past. This is coming from a $700 million federal relief fund. This is the USDA, which is the U.S. Department of Agriculture, set aside the funds to compensate workers who took on unexpected costs. So these are going to be $600 checks. So $665 million was set aside for farmers and meat packers who paid out of pocket to prepare for, prevent exposure to, and respond to the pandemic. So $600 going to them. Now, the deadline for that was supposed to be February 8th, but they actually extended it until March 10th for any organizations to apply for this, March 10th of 2022, so that they could get a piece of that $600. Also, the USDA has set aside $20 million for grocery store workers too. So there could be, it's not saying $600 checks, but there could be other type of checks for anyone who works at grocery stores as well. So those are the $600 checks. Back to Congress. So Congress is passing a wave of bipartisan bills as Biden's big plans stall. So although the Build Back Better, voting rights, whatever else the Democrats want to pass that are huge, those bills aren't really moving forward as much compared to other types of bills. Take a look at this video clip right here explaining more of what Congress is getting done.
Sahil, you've got some good reporting on another topic here. While nobody was looking, there's been an outbreak of bipartisanship on Capitol Hill. After BBB, after voting rights had failed, we've started to see this pickup in things moving in a bipartisan way. And after you reported it, you got the nicest Twitter mention I've seen from a politician in a long time. Mine are never this nice. The President of the United States retweeting you, saying, "I ran for president because I believe government can still deliver for the people. There's so much more to do, but Democrats and Republicans are proving we can still come together to deliver important progress for the American people." What's going on here? Is the Senate in particular going to start cranking out bipartisan legislation in the first quarter of this year?
It's been an unexpected and quite sudden outbreak of bipartisanship that has swept through Capitol Hill just in the last few days. The list of issues is quite remarkable here. It starts with a recent agreement made on the Violence Against Women Act, a 1994 law that was initially authored by a senator named Joe Biden himself. Let's put this up on the screen. There's a U.S.-China competition bill as well that the House has passed, that the Senate has passed, that is headed to a conference committee. Postal service reform to, improve the finances of the post office and improve mail delivery. No arbitration, no forced arbitration for assault victims. It passed both the House and the Senate. It's headed to President Biden's desk for a signature. This is a major change in employment law that applies to those alleging sexual misconduct. There's an appropriations deal for a full-year government funding bill that had languished for months and months. And then there are two other issues that are abuzz on Capitol Hill, an attempted ban on lawmakers trading stocks and bipartisan activity in the Senate when it comes to changing creating election laws to prevent future candidates from executing a coup, as was arguably attempted in 2020. Now, what's behind this? Republicans say the fact that Democrats have given up on their dreams of nuking the filibuster and passing a lot of progressive legislation that has made senators like Mitt Romney and Susan Collins believe that this is possible. And Democrats we talk to say, look, they came here to govern. They believe in governing. They believe in compromise. Yes, they have bigger ambitions. They believe voters don't care if achievements are partisan or bipartisan, but they will take victories where they can. And looking ahead to the midterms, they're going to need everyone they can get, Garrett.
Is this a good thing that Congress is getting some stuff done, or not good enough because it's not directly affecting you? Should there be more type of stimulus programs going on because of inflation so high? Let me know your thoughts on all that down in the comments below. And that is all the news that I have for you today to hopefully brighten your day a bit. Here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella. This is the tip of the day. Do you like my stress ball? You squeeze it and then you feel better. So I'm gonna tell you one thing you should do. Do the things that you want to do because you only have one life.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. So today we are going to the beach. The weather is going to be in the 60s here in Myrtle Beach. So we're really excited. It's a Saturday. We're all off and we're going to go to the beach. So we're going to enjoy some of this nice weather. Hopefully you're having a great weekend and you continue to have a great weekend. If you want to check out my latest videos on my other channels, you could click up here and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.